I don't know if it's because we're in this new era of, cell phone media or, just the internet and everything being everything. Literally everything is the internet, right?
There is a loneliness crisis happening, not just in the United States, in Canada, and all over the Western world. You could even argue all over the world in general. And why is this happening? Is it technology? Is it the cultural shift? Or is there something else bigger at play that is leading to everyone being so lonely? Let's discuss that in today's video and also talk about men and women as well. Which sex is more lonely? I think everyone can agree that loneliness is definitely hit peaks here in 2026, even though we're more connected than ever before. But I feel like it's also driving sexes further apart, trying to play kind of like a victim mentality where like, oh, well, men are more lonely, they need women more. Or it's like, oh, women are more lonely, they need men more. And you could see it's very combative. Even a subject like loneliness, which is really depressing. But that's just the way it is right now in 2026, and we're going to discuss it in today's video.
Okay guys, I'm kind of crashing out. I low-key think that the male loneliness epidemic is starting to affect us all. These are really big claims, by the way, and so I'll start. First of all, clavicular, is that man okay? Second of all, honestly, I feel like we have been really harsh to young men. Like, I honestly feel like they have no really good role models right now. And I feel like with social media and phones, they are so susceptible to societal pressure, especially addiction. So everybody knows how Robinhood made trading options extremely addicting, and I feel like gave a lot of young men a gambling addiction, making it so gamified and so easy. I'm really scared that we're going to start seeing that with the prediction markets as well, especially since sports betting is so common and so popular right now. And I feel like the whole gambling, betting, everything, it's really playing into this like toxic masculinity situation. I also feel like all guys just like have a big ego right now because they feel like they need to have one. I feel like that's because with the global uncertainty, everybody feels scared about the future. Everybody's looks maxing, but I feel like nobody is actually even getting laid. So I actually think we need to start being a lot nicer to men, especially young men. Like, this might be crazy, because I feel like they're just like kind of struggling alone. Like performative male this, performative male that. They are begging us for their attention, girls. And like with AI companions or like just like texting ChatGPT or Claude or whatever being super addictive as well, and it being like really nice to you, like I don't know guys, I'm kind of worried. And Hinge dating, like online dating, makes it so easy, and I feel like everybody gets their self-worth from how many likes they get, even if they are literally so hot. I just feel like nobody is confident right now, nobody's getting laid, nobody's dating. Am I totally wrong out here?
We definitely have seen a lot of strange influencers become very popular, like Clavicular, which is kind of interesting because it's making men more focused on their appearance. And to some extent, that's actually good. It's good to try to please the opposite sex, but is it really pleasing the opposite sex when you're trying to make yourself look good when it's really just flexing to other guys, right? So they're still not mingling with the other sex on a large scale, again, leading to a lot of isolation and loneliness, even to people who actually are practicing all this stuff to look more attractive.
Women aren't falling out of love with love. They are redefining it, and they are freaking waking up. Sit down. I got receipts. Yeah, because I've been seeing all kinds of women, just beautiful women on my feed, living their best lives, their best single lives with cats and quiet and clean toilets. And I thought, is that just my algorithm or what? So did a little research, and oh, you're going to love what I found out. So in the US right now, fewer than half of all households are headed by married couples. That's just the start. Single person households in the US just reached a record high recently. And you know, terms like boy sober and decentering men are everywhere. They are mainstream right now, not just here on this platform. But here's the thing I would like you to consider. Men have not changed. Marriage has not changed. So what's left? That's right, women. Women have changed. More specifically, women are waking up in droves. And this isn't because of feminism or TikTok or the economy, although all three of them have some sort of effect, no doubt. No, women changed because something is happening on a deeper level. You know it, I know it, we feel it, right? A collective remembering, an awakening. Now, researchers who've studied this globally say, well, marriage just basically hasn't ever been great for women historically. You think? And that, as new opportunities open for women to be full people without it, they're opting out. But here's the thing. I was like, wait a minute. What new opportunities? What freaking new opportunities? I call bullshit on that. And I got stats to back that up. We ain't out here making more money. Let me put it to you that way. The gender pay gap has widened 2 years in a row. In 2026, women make 82 cents on the dollar that men do. And don't even get me started on the fact that a guy with a simple bachelor's degree makes more money than a woman with an advanced degree. But because I'm getting a little off topic here and I'm getting a little bit overheated.
I'll actually stop this clip right here. So the gender pay gap is something that was not supposed to be a part in today's video in terms of discussing the loneliness between men and women. But as you can see, she's painting a perfect picture of why men and women are not actually enjoying each other's company as much anymore and mingling and starting families, because they are both coming at relationships and the opposite sex already with preconceived notions, with different ideas, different facts, and you can see that that's not going to lead to a prosperous future for humanity, which is really sad. And obviously because of this, people are going to be more lonely. She's saying, a lot of women are flourishing who are single. I'm not doubting that 100%. And I'm sure there's men in the same position, but ultimately there's a lot of people who are suffering and more lonely now because of all of this and the way the society has been separating men and women.
Here's something that I don't see anyone talking about, and it's the female loneliness epidemic. I just turned 23 and I am officially done with looking for new friends, because nowadays girls are fucking impossible to make friends with. Before you call me a pick-me, hear me out. In my experience, young women today do not know what it means to be a friend. They expect everyone, including other women, to chase them the same way men chase them romantically. It's always me texting first. It's always me making plans. It's always me arranging reservations to make hangouts happen. Only to be told the day of that, something came up, / they straight up admit that they forgot. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, girl. And their I'm so sorries are never followed up by, let me make it up to you. How about we do this or this instead? It's always just, I'm so sorry, blank. All these girls want to do is just be Instagram mutuals. They want to like your posts. They want you to like theirs. They want to swipe up on your story. They want little crumbs of your attention, but they are not actually looking for a real life friend with substance and value. And I don't know if any of you have ever used Bumble BFF, but don't. It is a bigger waste of time than actual dating apps for meeting men. And I've had a handful bad experiences on there, but I'll just tell you about the 2 most recent ones. So it's this girl, we match, we talk a little bit on Instagram. I see we have a couple hobbies in common. It's going well. We arrange to meet for a drink. And so we have a drink together. It was I think after work for me. So I was really tired. It was only 2 hours, and then we went home. We both agreed that it went really well, and I was convinced that we were going to see each other again. I had to chase this girl for months to meet up again. And it wasn't me not getting the hint, mind you, because she was still texting me every day. She's like, I want to see you so bad. I want to see you so bad. But something keeps coming up. Oh my God, I'm in college. It's so busy, blah, blah, blah. And at the time I was working part-time. So I objectively had more free time than her. So whatever. Okay, sure. I kept sending her invites to different events, ads I see on Instagram, blank event on this date at this time, and it was always oh, I can't, oh this, oh that, I'm sorry, I've got this going on, blah blah blah. Never offering anything on her end. I remember the month of March rolled around, and she goes, okay girl, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. I cannot meet you all month in March because it's exam season. First of all, I'm so fucking sick of hearing this shit that it's exams. It's exams all the time. Right now I'm doing a gap year, so I'm working, and all my friends are my age, college age, and they always have fucking exams all the time. And it's I'm sorry, but I don't know, maybe I just I'm a business major and we're stereotyped for having easy majors, but that's not how exams work.
It's funny that she's seeing it as an excuse, and it might very well be a bit of an excuse to not hang out. But look at the way she met this individual, right? she met this friend, or I guess they're not really friends, on a dating app. Now, I know there's different sections for dating apps. There's like Bubble Friends, which is technically not supposed to be for dating, but this is how society has orchestrated people to start becoming friends now. Like, that is insane to me. You have to meet someone online in order to become friends, and you can't just meet them in the normal world. Again, this is leading to a lot more people becoming lonely in 2026, because if you have to meet people online, especially the way you would have to meet someone dating, for example, that can be hellish. Like, dating online is a nightmare, and now you have to meet your friends online on top of that. A lot of people are just going to say, no, I'm good, I'll pass on that.
The loneliness epidemic in the United States is a genuine problem, and it's not a stupid male loneliness epidemic. It is a loneliness epidemic for everyone, and it's honestly worldwide. I don't know if it's because we're in this new era of, cell phone media, or, just the internet and everything being everything. Literally everything is the internet, right? I don't know if it's that or if it's something else. It probably is that. But I kind of wanted to use my platform and my own life to help people who feel indescribably lonely, as I do most of the time. So I'm going to talk about myself. When I was a very little kid, I had a graduation party for middle school. I recently saw a video where a guy talked about his 6th grade birthday party where 2 people showed up, and it reminded me of this. I had a graduation party in middle school, and 1 person showed up. Yeah, that was definitely an experience, that's for sure. We're not going to get too far deep into it. Eventually people did show up. It took them a bit, and it was only after we found another party and we told them that we had a pool that they did show up, because it was a hot summer day. But as a kid, I didn't realize that they weren't there for me. They were there for the pool, which is a little heartbreaking to some degree to realize when you're a little older. It makes you kind of wonder what the people who are older than you felt at that time, because again, as a kid, you don't realize that, you don't pick up on it, and another thing on top of that is when I was a very young kid, this is about 4th grade, so this is like a few years before the graduation party, my step-grandmother, she told me when I'm older, that I would not have anywhere near the amount of friends that I do now, and that I would probably be pretty lonely. And when I was a kid, I told her that wasn't the case. I told her that wasn't going to be true. I told her I would have friends. Look where we are. Unfortunately, she was right. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel that it's not just a me thing because I see other people's reposts. That's one thing. But on top of that, also, just like I see other people's videos, I know there is a huge epidemic of loneliness throughout the world. I came to college because I wanted to make friends. My entire time through high school, I didn't have a lot of friends. I had a little friend group for a little bit that I left because there was just too much drama for me. So I ended up spending most of my time watching anime or doing something during my lunch. Which wasn't the worst. I didn't go to the best high school. They weren't the nicest people there, but it was still shitty, right? Still really, really shitty. And I wanted to change that coming to college, and that hasn't been the case. Granted, I went to a commuter school, didn't really set myself up for success there. I've kind of accepted that. But still, I wanted to change that, and that hasn't really happened, unfortunately. I have a handful of friends. A lot of my friends are people I play games with, but, I do know a few people in person, and it's not like I'm the loneliest person in the world, right? I still do know people. It's not like I know no one and I have nothing. There are people I know, but I don't hang out with anyone, and that to me is just the big thing. I don't hang out with people. on a regular basis, and I know there's people out there who are experiencing the same thing, and it's not like I'm doing anything, right? You know, I come out here and I make these videos, I make a nightly news podcast, every 2 weeks I drop a podcast talking to Gen Z, I play video games in my free time, I do my schoolwork, but other than that, like, I don't do a lot. Like, I have free time, and still for some reason it doesn't work out. It's interesting. I don't know.
Now, because I'm living in a new city, I experience bouts of loneliness as well from time to time, but luckily, I have a son now, so hopefully I can actually spend more time with him in the future, and that will lead to me being less lonely. But yes, all my family and friends are back home in Toronto, so it is pretty lonely for me from time to time. And I think it is a nice thing to have something like social media and the internet, because we can stay more connected with people, even just viewers who are watching this video right now. Hey, how's it going? Don't be a stranger. If you want to be friendly, leave your comments down below in the comment section. And with that being said, guys, hope you learned something from today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.